And then it kind of went a bit wrong. She is nicknamed Psycho for a reason, because she's low-key really unhinged. I was actually supposed to film this clip yesterday, but one, I had a breakdown, and two, I had a nap for an hour and a half. And I've never actually read this in a book, and I don't want to ever again. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So for today's video, I am back with a reading vlog today, and I thought this week I will do a what I realistically read in a week, just so I don't like pressure myself reading certain amount of pages or certain amount of books, because I'm only slowly starting to get out of a book slump. I hadn't been in a book slump for literally like a year, and then the other week I was literally in such a bad book slump. For a week, the thought of picking up a book was just like exhausting, and I know that's low-key really dramatic, but I feel like I'm slowly starting to get out of a book slump. So I thought for this week I will do a what I realistically read in a week. So I'm actually currently reading a book on my Kindle right now that I started yesterday. I've hardly been reading on my Kindle at the moment. I've just been really liking reading just like a physical book, but I did go ahead and start yesterday Ace and Ember by Kate Crew, which is the second book in the Maverick series. So I read the first book, Rook and Rebel, like over a year and a half ago now, so I'm currently reading the second book, which just released. Now this one is a brother's best friend romance, dark rom-com. If you're a fan of Nevessa Allen, Bryn Weaver books, I think you might like this one. And so far I'm 15% of the way through. Not too much I can say. What I will say is the FMC is low-key annoying me, and I hate saying that. We followed Evie and Aiden, okay? And Aiden is best friends with Rook. Rook is Evie's brother. Aiden's job for years has been to look after Evie, but he could never cross the line by having anything more with Evie. But Evie's always been obsessed with Aiden. It's very much more like girl falls first, guy falls harder. But she's just really whiny, and I hate saying that. She's acting a bit like a child. She's over the age of 18. So yeah, that's really all I can say. Maybe she's going to have character development. She is nicknamed Psycho for a reason, because she's low-key really unhinged, but she's also annoying me right now. So that is kind of where I'm at so far. Not too much has happened. I haven't read anything today yet. It's like mid-afternoon. Hadn't read anything this morning, so I'm going to probably sit outside, read a bit more book, because the weather is nice, and it has been for the past couple of weeks. It's not even too hot now. We went through a stage in the UK where it was like 30 degrees, and it was horrible sitting outside, but it's like 22 degrees, which I think is like the perfect weather to sit outside and read my book. So I'm going to read it a bit more this afternoon. I'm going to try to read a bit tonight. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to read, but we shall see. I'll probably give you guys a little bit of an update later on once I read more of it. And yeah, hopefully it gets better, because right now it's just like very fast paced, very quick and easy. Is it going to be like a high rated book? No, but I feel like it's going to be one that I can easily get through, and it's like the perfect book now. I'm getting out my book slump. So yeah, hopefully after this book I'm going to be book slump free. That is the plan. Hi guys, so it's actually currently the next day. I didn't update you guys last night because, to be honest, I didn't read anything last night. I only read like just less than 50 pages. I'll put the amount of pages that I read on screen. So I didn't really read too much, but today I've read like 80 pages. Yay! So I've read more today than I did all of yesterday, and I still have the evening to read. So I'm currently about like just less than 50% through of Ace and Ember, and I'll definitely say I am enjoying this book more now than I did like the first like 15%. You have great found family in this book as well. There is a bit of romantic suspense because someone is currently stalking Evie. I feel like I might have a clue who it is, and I do like romantic suspense in romance books because you have the romance and then you have the plot, so you kind of have a mix of that. I am liking seeing as well Rook and Regan from the last book in this book and little crumbs of them. We do also have crumbs for a future couple, which I think is going to be the next book, because from reading this one they do have a lot of crumbs for them to not be the next couple. I feel like I might finish it and then give you guys my final thoughts, because I have like 200 pages left. I'm going to read more tonight, and then I'm hopefully going to finish it tomorrow. That is the plan. But I did say yesterday I'm going to try to read quite a bit of my book. Did that happen? No. So yeah, I'm going to try to read more of it tonight, as I said, because I don't really have any plans tonight except from Love Island at 9 o'clock. What I will say is I do really feel like I'm out of this book slump, which is good, because that book slump was annoying me. So I feel like this book is actually getting me out of it. Thank God for that. As I said, I don't know what I'm going to read next. I might read another new release or not. We shall see. So yeah, that's kind of a bit of an update for right now. It's currently Wednesday, and if I look or sound ill, it's because I am. Last night I did come down with a cold. I thought it was hay fever at the time. It's not. Like all today, I just felt really off. But on a plus side, I have actually read a lot of Ace and Ember, so I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update. I only have about like 60 pages left of this book, so my plan for tonight is finishing it. Yesterday, I did end up reading quite a lot as well. I think I read around like 120 pages yesterday, so I'll put the amount of pages that I read on screen. And today, I think overall, if I finish Ace and Ember, I would have read like 180 pages today, which is good. We started off the week reading like less than 50, and today I've read like near enough 200, and I do want to finish this book by the end of today. That is the plan. I might sit outside and read because I don't know why I've put on a cardigan on when it's literally July. I'm actually really hot, so I might sit outside, read my book as well. But yeah, I've nearly finished it. I'd definitely say the more I'm reading this book, the more I'm enjoying it. I think I prefer this one to Rook and Rebel as well, even though I do think the characters have a lack of depth. If you want to go into a book with characters that have a lot of depth, character development, this series is not going to be for you. Like, it is spice, back and forth between the characters, a bit of plot. Like, there's not too much going on, but I'm having a fun time with it. It's just like a spicy fun time. Yeah, really not too much I can say. I like the found family, I like the side characters, I like the humour between the friends as well. When it comes to the romance, I'm not fully connected. I do like the romance. I think they have quite an interesting dynamic, something a little bit different. You have very much more of that like feisty FMC, the guy who's like always been obsessed with her, but he's always thought that you can't have her. The plan for tonight is to finish that one, and then for my next read, I think I'm going to pick up The Sweet Secret by Tenny Page. I've had this book on my TBR for a little while. I read The Other Brother back in April. It was a 3-star read. It wasn't amazing, but I read it in like a day or two because the writing just like a really nice size. Like, I love that type of writing in books. But this one is a workplace romance. I love a good workplace romance. It's also brother's best friend. No, best friend's brother. And it's also like false proximity. You have a rich MMC. I do love a good office romance because you know you're going to have like a spicy death scene. So I think I'm going to read that one next. And the third book recently came out as well. So I feel like this is going to be one that I can just get through very quickly. I haven't read an office romance in quite a while. And from reading the first book, I really like Gemma as a character, and this is her story. I do think I'm going to enjoy this one more than The Other Brother. So yeah, that's a update for right now. I'm going to finish Ace and Ember, start this one, and then I'll give you an update tomorrow. It is currently Thursday, so I thought I'd do a little bit of an update now that I've finished Ace and Ember, which I did actually finish last night. I'm so proud of myself. I told myself I was going to finish that book last night. I did, and I also started a new book this morning, so we're already on a roll. So I did go ahead and finish Ace and Ember, and I ended up giving it a 3.5 star. From like 30% of the way through, I kind of thought it was going to be a 3.5 star. I had a fun time. Was it the best book I've ever read? No. The characters didn't connect to them fully, didn't connect to the romance, but I thought the plot was fun. The romantic suspense element kind of kept me on my toes. I liked seeing the side characters. There were quite a few funny moments, especially like near the end. I was literally laughing. So 3.5 star, enjoyed it. I would recommend this series, honestly. If you're in a book slump, Kate Crew books, perfect read. From reading this book, you have to read Rook and Rebel first. You have to, because there is a little bit of a plot twist in this one that would make the most sense to read Rook and Rebel and then go into this one. So even though they are technically interconnected standalones, I would say read them in publication order. And then I did go ahead and start The Sweet Secret. I'm only about like 30 pages into this book, so really not too much I can say, but yeah, enjoying it so far. I would definitely say with these books, they are just so funny. They are set in London, and there is a lot of British humour. The only thing I would say is one of my pet peeves, and I've never actually read this in a book, and I don't want to ever again, is a man calling a girl a bird. Like, the MMC literally called someone a bird, and I was there like, who are you talking to? So yeah, I don't really like that. And I know that's more like a British humour, but as a British gal, it's literally my pet peeve. Like, if a man called me a bird, no. So this one follows Max and Gemma. Gemma works at this company, and Max is staying in London for 2 months to work on this project. So they end up having to work together. It's kind of boss employee, but kind of not. Like, he's higher up, but they have this like funny interaction on the tube. But even though Gemma's been best friends with Anna for literally 13 years, she's never actually met Max. And they have this instant connection with each other. They have this funny dynamic, but nothing can happen between them because one, they're working together. And 2, Gemma is literally Anna's best friend. So it kind of goes from there. But from reading the first book, I love Gemma as a character. And I love her in this book. She's so confident. Like, she's so confident. She knows what she wants in life. And I find her really, really funny. Definitely say from even like the first like 30 pages, 6 chapters of this book, I definitely feel like I'm going to enjoy this one more than the first book. The first book was okay. It wasn't amazing. I just did not connect to the characters literally whatsoever in that book. And like the romance dynamic didn't really give me a lot. It was more bland. But in this book, I've got more of a connection with the 2 main characters and their chemistry together in literally 1 page than I did from all of the first book. So that is a good start, okay? So I think I am going to enjoy this one better than the first one. Hi guys, it's a little bit later on. I have read more of my book. I've read another like near enough 100 pages. So I'm over a quarter way through The Sweet Secret. And I'm really enjoying this book. Honestly, I knew I was going to enjoy it, but I'm having a really good time. I really like Tony Page's writing style as well. Like, I'm flying through this book. Really like 2 main characters. Gemma, knew I was going to love her anyway, but she's like feisty FMC. She's very confident. She can handle herself. She's very funny as well. And Max, I really like him as an MMC. I think they have great chemistry together. I think they have great banter, and the characters are a little bit older. So Max is early 40s and then Gemma is mid 30s. Little bit of an age gap, but I think the characters are also acting their age. Characters in the books who actually act their age. Who would have thought? Also, I am filming this. I'm like vlogging, and this is why I hate vlogging, because my camera is so heavy that like my arm is aching already, and I've been filming this for about a minute. I need to buy a DG vlogging camera because I can't vlog with this. I can't vlog with it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I just wish, even though like nothing has really happened between them, I do kind of wish it is going to be a little bit more of a slow burn. I feel like something's going to happen between them soon, because the book is like over 400 pages, and I got to admit, when something happens between the main characters, I do get bored. I do get bored. I just like the build up and I like the angst. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through too much reading tonight because I have things that I need to do, but I will hopefully try to finish it. Ooh, what day are we on tomorrow? Friday. I'll probably finish it Saturday. That is the plan. If you haven't already picked up this series, first book, not great, but this second book I've been really enjoying, and I do want to get into the third book as well, because that one is Anna's story, I believe, and it's a football romance, and you do get quite a few crumbs of Anna in this book, because 1, she's Gemma's best friend, 2, she's Max's sister, and I really like her as a character, so I'm interested in her story. So yeah, so far so good. Hi guys, it's currently Saturday. I didn't actually update you guys yesterday, but to be honest, I was just reading The Sweet Secret, and I only have just less than 100 pages left, which is good. So I've nearly finished it. The plan is that I'm going to finish this book this afternoon. I was out literally earlier, and why is it the first time in like 2 months I have to wear a sweatshirt? Like, I came home, and I'm short, I'm 5'2", so every single pair of trousers on me are too long, so my jeans were like soaked to the bottom. I was so cold, and I have literally my jumper on for the first time, as I said, in like 2 months, because it's July, but this is the problem with British weather. One moment it's hot, we're going through a heat wave, and the next moment it's gloomy, cloudy and rainy outside, which it is today. But as I said, I'm going to try to finish The Sweet Secret this afternoon, start a new book. I think I'm going to start a new book on my Kindle. That is the plan. I did also order a couple of books as well, which are going to be arriving tomorrow. Some indie published books that I've been wanting to read. My TBR card is looking a little bit empty, so I did actually buy myself some new books. But the update for The Sweet Secret, I'm having such a good time with this book. Honestly, such a good time. I would definitely say if you read The Other Brother and you didn't love it, I would say pick this one up. I'm loving both characters, so both Gemma and Max characters, I love them. I think their dynamic together is just so fun. They have this like banter, and I'm just really enjoying it. It is very spicy as well. I say it's very spicy. It's more of like a no strings attached type of situation. Gemma, I knew I was going to love her from the first book, and in this book I still love her. I think she's hilarious. And Max is in MNC. He's literally having me like giggling and kicking my feet, so I'm really liking him as a character. And yeah, as I said, really enjoying it. I do love a good like workplace romance, so I knew going into the book I was going to really enjoy it, but right now it's kind of sitting at like a 4-star. I can already tell there's going to be some sort of third act breakup. I just know there is. Like, you just know when you're reading a book, you're like, yep, a third act breakup is going to happen soon. I think it's going to be, as I said, a 4-star. But if the third act breakup annoys me, it'll probably go down to like a 3.75. I hope it's not one of those like unnecessary third act breakups, which is probably in about like 90% of books that have third act breakups anyway. But yeah, I'm going to finish this one, start a new book. Said, don't know what I'm going to read next. I do have quite a few books on my Kindle that I really want to get to, so we shall see. Now, for my reading on Thursday, I read about like 130 pages pages. I'll put the amount of pages on screen. And then yesterday for Friday, I read about like 140 pages. Again, I'll put the exact number of pages that I read on screen. So I've had quite a successful reading week. Like this book, I'm getting through it very quickly, to be honest. The writing is quite big as well, so it's quite easy to get through. The plan of action today is to finish The Sweet Secret and hopefully start a new book later on tonight. It just depends if I'll be able to finish it this afternoon. So yeah, if I finish it, I'll give you my final thoughts, and then if I start a new book, I'll let you guys know what I pick up next. So yeah, that's kind of an update for right now. Hi guys, it is the final day of this weekly reading vlog. It is Sunday today, and I know that when I updated you guys yesterday afternoon, I said I was going to finish The Sweet Secret, start a new book, going to update you guys last night. Didn't end up happening. The first half of my plan went according to plan. I did go ahead and finish The Sweet Secret yesterday afternoon. I sat, read the last 85 pages, great, finished it. And then it kind of went a bit wrong. So I was there trying to decide what I was going to read for about an hour on my Kindle, like what am I going to read? And then I just thought, hang on a minute, I've got books arriving today, so I'm just going to start a new read for one of the books and just kind of read it physically. So that's kind of what happened. So I did go ahead and finish Sweet Secret yesterday afternoon. I really enjoyed this book. I'm going to give it a 4-star. There was a third at breakup, which wasn't amazing. Okay, I'd definitely say there was just a lack of communication. However, there was a certain scene of Max trying to get Gemma back. Like, Max didn't do anything wrong, Gemma didn't do anything wrong. So none of them messed up, it was just miscommunication. But one of the things that Max did to get Gemma back, loved. And then one of the things that Gemma did, try to get Max back because something else happened, loved. So I really enjoyed it. 4-star, loved the characters, loved the romance, love the female friendships. I love a good workplace romance anyway. Now that I've read this one, I'm really excited to go into the third book as well, because that one's going to be Anna's story, and I'm really interested in her story because she went through a lot in this book. Like, honestly, she went through a lot, and I really want her to get her happily ever after. So yeah, as I said, 4-star for that one, really enjoyed it. So I did go ahead and get 5 new books today, which arrived. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of a book haul as well while I'm doing. So we first will have the book that I've literally just started, which is Before the Exile. A little bit of heads up, I did call this book Exile instead of Exile in this video, so sorry about that. Alyssa Wilde, which I'll get into more now that I've literally just started that one. And then I got a few others. So I got The Devil We Crave by Jagger Cole. Now this one is the first book in the second generation, so it's like a spin-off to his other series. And I've read quite a few of Jagger Cole's books and I've really enjoyed them. Now this one is Secret Society. And I saw Secret Society and I was like, yep. So even though I haven't finished the first gen, because there is about like 1 million books, I'm going to go into this one. I heard really great things about this book. I know the second one comes out literally this week as well. This guy releases books like there's no tomorrow. Like every couple of months he releases a book. So I got that one. And then I also got as well a Rockstar romance, because I used to be very much of a Rockstar romance hater. And I feel like now I'm really enjoying Rockstar romances. So I got Aria by Jennifer Hartman. This one is the first book in this duet. And apparently it's very angsty and emotional. So I got that one. I was kind of a bit of an angsty emotional mood for my reading. So I got 3 books that are like considered emotional. And then I also got this one, which is Falling Too Late by Day Graves. I've literally heard nothing about this book, but I read the blurb and it seems like it's going to be very emotional. So I got this one. So I'd heard nothing about it, but I thought I can give it a go, see how it is. And then I did go ahead and get My Dreadful Darling by H.G. Carlton. Now, I have never read any books by H.G. Carlton. I've read The Cat and Mouse duet, nothing, but I've heard really good things about this book. I know the second book in the duet is coming out sometime in August, I think. Don't know when I'll be able to get into that one, but I thought we could try one of the books, see how they are, see if they're for me. And then the book that I'm currently reading right now that I also picked up was Before the Exile. Now, I've only read about like 20 pages of this, so there's not too much I can say. I've heard people say that if you like Boys of Tommen, you might like this one. So as I said, haven't read too much, but from really what I've read so far, it follows Ivy and Wes. So Ivy, she is very much to herself after something happened to her in high school. She doesn't let anyone in, she's pushed everyone away. And then it is, I think it's first year of university or first year of college. She ends up having to pair with Wes, who is like the popular guy, he's the jock, and then they end up having to work together on a project. And it kind of goes from there. So it's very much more like reverse Grumpy Sunshine. So Wes seems like he's gonna be very much like golden retriever energy, and Ivy, the FMC, she is very like grumpy and closed off. So only 20 pages in, but I've heard some good things about this book, so I thought I'll try it, see how it is. Hi guys, it is Tuesday. I was actually supposed to film this clip yesterday, but one, I had a breakdown, and two, I had a nap for an hour and a half, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to film this. So I thought today I'll sit down, do a little debrief of everything that I read last week, as well as kind of giving you a little bit of an update on my reading or what I read on Sunday. So I did actually only read like 80 pages of Before the Exile on Sunday. I didn't actually get to too much of this. I'm only about like just over a third of the way through. I'd definitely say with this book, if you're going into it thinking it was going to be like Boys to Tommen, it's not giving me the vibes, and I feel like because I'm 22 now, the writing does seem for like more of a younger audience. There are some darker topics talked about, so I'd say if you're like 18, 19, I think it would be the perfect age. I do feel at times it's quite repetitive. I'm not really connecting much to the MMC, like whereas he's very like golden retriever energy, he's very sunshiny, and that is usually my favorite type of MMC to read about. But because we don't have his point of view, we actually don't know a lot about him as a character. I'm hopefully going to finish it tomorrow, because on Thursday Daybreak releases and I need to read that on release day, because if not I'm going to see spoilers all over TikTok. So I thought I'd kind of do a little debrief of everything that I read last week. I did actually calculate how many pages I read as well, so I could tell you how many pages and the total number of pages that I read last week, which to be honest is more than I thought it was, if I have calculated this right. Hopefully I have. So I did actually start off the week by reading Ace and Ember by Kate Crew. I gave this one a 3.5 star. It wasn't a favourite read of mine, but I did enjoy it more than the first book. Dark rom-com, motorcycle club, very fun. So I read on Monday 47 pages. On Tuesday I read 125 pages. And then on Wednesday I think I finished this book and I read 187 pages of it. So I read this one Monday to Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday and Saturday I read The Sweet Secret by Tony Page, which was my favourite book that I read this week. I gave this one a 4-star, really enjoyed it. Forbidden, best friend's brother, a little bit of an age gap, workplace, amazing, loved it. So on Thursday I read 132 pages, Friday 141 pages, and Saturday I did go ahead and finish this book and I read 148 pages. And then on Sunday I did go ahead and start Before the Exile, and I read only 80 pages of that one, so I didn't actually get through a lot on Sunday. So in total, if I have calculated this correctly, I read a total of 860 pages for last week, which on average is probably about like 160 divided by 7, 20. That's about just over 120 pages on average every day, which actually is not too bad. Considering I was only slowly starting to get out of a slump last week, I think I did quite well for that whole week. So yeah, not too bad. I did actually have a really good time at filming this vlog last week, because I feel like there was not a lot of pressure to read certain amount of books, certain amount of pages. It was just more of a mood reading, see how much I can read. So yeah, I really hope you did enjoy this video. I really hope you did enjoy this vlog. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any other reading vlogs you want me to film on this channel. If you want me to read like new releases or 24-hour readathon or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, really hope you did enjoy. Please make sure you hit subscribe button, like this video, and I'll see you guys in a brand new video. Bye guys.